likely is that it's moving in towards the sun. So it's moving in towards the inner solar system, because that's what these objects always do. The 2007 object also moved in right into the sun.
Exactly, and it made a very, very sharp inclined orbit around the sun. So, I mean, to be kind of, trying to be a little... There's no doubt about it. Now, you see Saturn in the very, very far distance. So we're thinking that this object is probably, a lot closer to the inner solar system. The doctor is going to be doing a full report on this later on this afternoon. She's actually working on making some calculations, and we're really trying hard to figure out where exactly this object is positioned and possibly even how fast it's moving in. Because this object, if it is where we think it is, well, this would be between the Earth and Saturn. And to be honest, it would really not be that far away. Once again, looking at the solar system scope, I just took a quick screenshot, added the circle in there, which is the red circle identified by that yellow arrow.
BD. BD stands for brown dwarf. And AP means apparent. So this is its apparent size in comparison with Saturn. And it appears to be 13 times the size of Saturn. So RSat is the radius of Saturn. And then I change it into the size of Jupiter, because Jupiter is a little larger than Saturn. Saturn's radius is 0.83 times the radius of Jupiter. So in terms of Jupiter's radius, it's a little smaller. It's 10.8 times the radius of Jupiter. So that's what this equation is stating.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing.
Oh boy, you got some more math in here. You're trying to kill me.
You'll survive. Right. So then I assume that this brown dwarf, the real size, you see, it doesn't have AP for parent there, is 1.7 times the radius of Jupiter. So then dividing equation 1 by equation 2, I get that this would mean that this object is 6.4 times closer to stereo A than Saturn. Where Earth is and where Saturn is. Saturn is somewhat behind the Earth, not directly in line with it, but behind. And you see there's an angle of about 130 degrees between them. So we need to use that angle to calculate distances.
Oops. I kind of screwed up the picture there. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yes, that's fine, Scott. So I just use this image to place everything in their positions, to calculate the angles, and, well, estimate the angles, and then calculate the distances. And if we then scroll down to the next image, right, so Saturn is about 9 AU from the sun. That's its orbital radius. So in this diagram, what we have is stereo A at the top. Okay, stereo A is orbiting close to the Earth's orbit. So it's about 1 AU from the sun.
And
so
the 1 AU, just an astronomical unit for everyone's information, is equivalent to approximately 93 million miles. So that would be the distance from the Earth to the sun. And stereo A, she's referring to its position. It's approximately 1 AU also from this point here to the sun.
Yes. Right. And Earth, of course, is 1 AU as well, because that's the standard for the unit AU. And then Saturn will be 8 AU behind that. So you see Saturn there at the bottom. So it's about 1 AU from the sun.
And so the 1 AU, just an astronomical unit for everyone's information, is equivalent to approximately...
We, once again, spreading disinformation and blatantly lying right to whoever watches this video, right to your face.
Disinformation.
here real quick.
Yes.
Enlarge this. We have a pretty good chance of possibly.
That's
close.
Yes, it's quite close. And then to calculate how far it is from Earth, we just subtract the distance Earth is from stereo A, which is 0.71 AU. So 0.151 AU minus.
That to me is groundbreaking information. You can see the planets. I saw the moon.
And then watch your eyes pop out. You know, so it's real easy for all of these armchair quarterbacks, you know, to sit there and say you're full of BS when they don't do any homework. You know, now I've been up working on this today since 3 a.m. It's not easy. You know, it does take a long time to produce the information and make sure that
It is about 9 AU from the Sun. That's its orbital radius. So in this diagram, what we have is stereo A at the top. Okay, stereo A is orbiting close to the Earth's orbit. So it's about 1 AU from the Sun.
And
So
the 1A, the 1 AU, just an astronomical unit for everyone's information, is equivalent to approximately. Diagram up here real quick.
Yes.
Enlarge this. We have a pretty good chance of possibly. That's close.
Yes, it's quite close. And then to calculate how far it is from Earth, we just subtract the distance Earth is from stereo A, which is 0.71 AU. So 0.151 AU minus. And this is in stereo B, This is core 2. It then traverses the sun right in the sun's growth. So I was able to calculate its size, which turned out to be 1.7 times the radius of Jupiter. So,
yeah, that was amazing footage. This is the footage that got me into big trouble with the troll factions. I mean, they came at me miles in diameter. I mean, come on. You think I'm stupid? This object's pretty damn big.
Yeah, it's big. It's nearly twice the size of Jupiter. 1.7 times. It's nearly twice the size.
Absolutely incredible. They would, then they made simulation charts and diagrams and, simulator programs, and
seems to be behind Earth and impacting the Earth.
Abnormalities in our solar system. I mean, abnormalities that you just cannot overlook.
That's right.
And we've been saying for months now that, well, if you go all the way back to January and February,
it is amazing. It's such a huge
object is there. That's no BS. Okay?
I'll go to fucking,
I have two people
when I die
that are
meet my maker.
in his group.
At least I can die with pride and my head held high.
They work for me.
Knowing
they've been working
that
for
my
me
heart
for
is pure
4 months.
And I had true intentions from the beginning.
They've been giving me all of the information,
and only bring down
what these people go in
I can
and talk about on his Facebook page
you people are the
and
ones who are gonna have a hard
in the
time
comment
with
sections
yourself
of
for
his
what you've
videos.
done and the people you
So we have a
backstabbed
mole
and
collecting
fucked over.
data and have been.
You've caused
I have
Quite
two
a
of them.
fucking,
Here's the thing, real quick.
when I die,
They don't know
and I go to meet my maker.
which one of
At
these
least I
two
can die with
people,
pride
out of
on my
all of
head
the
held high,
little scumbags that
knowing
roll with them,
that my heart is pure.
They
I had
don't
true
know
intentions from the beginning, and my
which two
intentions were to bring
people
down Scott Cohn.
continually
And only bring down
report
Scott
back
Cohn.
to me
I can
with
live with my life.
screenshotted
I can live with
information.
myself.
So
You people are
here's the
ones who
deal.